Today's going to be yet another day of testing stuff out. Got a new pole for the Garmin and I'm testing out this little mic here. Just because, frankly, the one that I've been using, the one that's on the device, is pretty awful. So today I'm trying to do the Lomond Hills, all of them. And the plan is to do Bishop Hill, followed by West Lomond, followed by East Lomond, and do it as a big circuit. It's about 13 miles approximately, if I remember rightly. This is my start point. I'm starting at Hall Reservoir. Let's see if we've got, well, there's a map here. Here you go. This is where I'm starting, this whole reservoir here. You basically walk along here up Bishop Hill. Well, actually, you go to Munda. No, not Munda. There's Monday Hill right here, then Bishop Hill. Down Glenvale, then up West Lomond, down to Craigmead, up East Lomond, back round, and then down this route here, just to make a nice circuit. If I remember rightly, it is about 13-14 miles, but we'll have to wait and see. This is Hall Reservoir itself. Oh, just heard a raven. Lots of sheep going. I don't know whether you can hear any of this or whether this speaker does its, well, microphone rather, does its job of cutting out a lot of the crap. I'm not talking particularly loud, that's deliberate. I want to see how well it works. Okay, let's go have a walk. Right, we are currently 1.75 kilometres in. I'm hoping you can see that I'm pretty much walking on Virb track. That's what it's been like since I started. That's part of why I choose to start at Hall Reservoir, because this bit's the least interesting part of the whole walk. If I do this first, it means I get the good stuff later on, and doing this bit when you're tired would just be dull. It would be awful. Whereas doing it just now, well, it's alright if you like sheep and cows, there's plenty of them, but it is, this bit that I'm at right now is the first point where you see all three hills. We've got East Lomond directly in front of us just now. Moving around past all these cows. You've got West Lomond. Moving a bit further around, there you've got Bishop Hill. And it's, as I said, first point where you see all three of them. And hopefully, I'll be doing all three of them. There probably will be an element of boredom involved, because I've done all of these hills so many times. I've done this more to give a route map to friends rather than anything else today. But we'll, yeah, see what happens and have a go at it. I might take little shortcuts to avoid the little summit bits and just do the rest. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm trying to find a way to mount this pole somewhere while I'm not using it. I'm probably going to try these. The backpack's got this, which is called a stow on the go things, designed for walking poles. I might see how well it works with a Garmin Virb and a pole mount. Probably have to move the GPS up to the other side of the rucksack though, but that should be doable. Guess we'll see how it goes. Now 3.75 kilometres in. Just started doing proper uphill parts, and this is one of the areas where you get a choice. You could go that way into the darkness, for lack of a better term, into the pure plantation woodland. That'll take you to the golf ball. If you don't know what the golf ball is, you probably will find out soon. Or you could go up that way, slightly lighter, brighter, not as clear a path. However, it's shorter and it'll get you to Bishop Hill faster. Either option is valid. Most people know I prefer to avoid plantation woodland, but in this case I will take the darker route because frankly I like the golf ball thing at the top. That's a look back down towards the way we've come. We've, as I said, done 3.75 miles. If we look through the trees over there, you can see Hall Reservoir, so that's where we started. We've come all the way around there, up this bit. Just bumped into a couple of runners. Didn't expect to find it, see anybody today. What with it being 11:15 on a Tuesday. But yeah, there are other people out and about. So off we go. Probably next one will be up at the golf ball. So now at the top of Lomond Hill, which, yeah, it's one of the, well, probably has got the best view of the Lomond Hills. Most people think that this is Bishop Hill, but it's not. We'll get to that in just a minute. Behind me, well, I'll show you the golf ball that I mentioned. It's actually a weather station for the Met Office. When it was originally put in place, there was a bit of an uproar because the locals had no knowledge of it, had no idea it was going to happen. It just appeared overnight because they claimed it was for government and military use. They did it without any sort of planning permission, and nobody was happy about it. They all thought it was a big, huge eyesore. These days, it's pretty much considered a feature of the area. I quite like it myself. I'm quite a fan of the wee golf ball. A bit further around though, getting the cord for the microphone cut. You've got the Forth estuary. There you go. And here we go, there's Loch Leven. And this is probably the best viewpoint of Loch Leven on a summer's day. In the winter, the view's awful because the sun's never high enough in the sky, and you've got the Ochil Hills over that way. Fleece Hills here, Ochil Hills over this way, and in the background the house down here is Knaeswood. Down here behind, underneath that hill, you've got Scotland Well. A bit further around, sadly the clouds are a bit low, but you can actually see, well, I can, I doubt you'll be able to, tiny little bits of snow still in the mountains. This hill over here with the tiny little mound at the top, that's Bishop Hill. There's West Lomond. You can see East Lomond over there behind the trees. The Glen Vale's the bit between Bishop Hill and West Lomond. That's the boggy section that we'll come to reasonably soon. It's just beautiful though. It's lovely. There's not that much wind, but I'm hoping that this microphone will have blocked it out anyway. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Oh, there's a glider gliding over St Surf's Island on Loch Leven. I don't know whether anybody will be able to see that or not. Probably not, to be honest. Along this section along here, quite often you'll see paragliders. Is that the right thing? So basically people who've got parachute things that jump off the side of the hill. I doubt you'll see them today though. It tends to be confined to the weekends, which is a shame because it'll probably be quite good to video. Right, best head off to the next destination. Now at the summit of Bishop Hill, the wind's picked up a bit, which is good in a way because it'll test to see whether the little wind guard is cutting out a lot of the wind or not. Downside is it'll probably also be muffling me a bit, but I can turn up the volume when I get back. It's more a case of making sure it cuts out the wind. So yeah, Bishop Hill. Behind me, back to Lomond Hill. Right further down there you've got West Lomond. And the plan is, oh well, I'll show you. You should be able to see the path down here. That'll lead down into Glen Vale. You walk along, there's a path up along there, up the top, then down the normal route back to Craigmead. Then I'll be up East Lomond, down the other side, round past, back round to the Lime Kilns, back down. Then there's a path, well you have to walk on the main road till you get to just above Ballow Reservoir, which is the big one. There's a path that takes you down around the edge of that, through these woods, and then back down to Hall Reservoir, which, oh, there you go, there's Hall Reservoir back down there. And that would be the plan. As I said, don't know whether I'll bother with the summits because I could go up here, there's a path round there. East Lomond, yeah, I could take or leave East Lomond, it's pretty dull in general. It's easy though, which is one advantage that it has. Right, best get to it. The path down to Glen Vale is normally boggy as hell, but all the bits that I would normally think of as being quite boggy so far have been dry, so I will video it because I've promised to have a couple of friends that I'd video the boggy bits, but when you see it, bear in mind that it's not going to be as boggy as it normally is, because we've had, unbelievably for Scotland, quite a long period of relatively dry weather. Okay, now approaching the start of the boggier sections, so we'll see how it goes. Just looking at it, I can tell it's still pretty boggy in places, but again, see how it goes. Oh, it's a small heath butterfly. Yeah, it's dried out a fair bit, but under normal circumstances that's awful. This bit on the other hand still looks pretty darn awful. Right, try and find a safe route to cross. I can see the planks that have been put over there, but try to find a safe route to them. Aye, if you're running, this is probably the bit where you're going to have to stop and walk just to make sure of your footing, because this is dodgy as hell underfoot. Ooh, look at this. It's not pleasant at all. Necessary evil and all that though. Now, which is going to be the better one to stand on? Let's go for this one. Then to here, to here, to here. And there you have it. That's the first boggy patch passed. You probably could get around if you went up there. Don't know how far up you'd have to go. I suppose there's a little path there. Not sure. It's wholly unpleasant regardless. Right, onwards. You can face me now. If punishment enough wasn't seeing boggy stuff, you're now having to look at ugly people like me. Actually, whilst we're walking, because this is a relatively good bit, I want to test something. It's about to go a bit weird, because I know this thing's obviously designed to cut out the wind, but I suspect it's also muffling my voice a fair bit. So I'm going to take it off, see if that improves the sound any. So it's going to get a bit weird noise-wise for a sec. Right. Again, not sure if that's going to improve the sound any. You probably will get more wind noise, and there is a bit of a breeze. I don't know how much of it you'll get through, but that's the wee test done. I'm going to put this back on because otherwise I will lose it. I might need two hands for this. Probably will do actually. 2 secs. Right, that's back on now. Right. Maybe that was just the worst of the boggy bits. See, these bits I can remember being boggy. This bit here you can tell has been boggy. It's fine just now, but it has been boggy. See how it goes. It's still relatively dry. Wonder whether your managed to pick up any of this. There's the sound of skylarks and meadow pipits absolutely everywhere just now, along with sheep bleating in the background. It sounds amazing, but this bike's obviously designed to cut out a lot of the background noise, so you might not get any of it, which is a bit of a shame, but cross you've got to bear and all that. Again, I've seen this being boggy. No, I think the weather's just improved it a fair bit. Yeah, there's times when this has been an utter quagmire, but it's absolutely fine today. So, suggestion is, apart from that one section back there, if you've got dry weather like this, you should be absolutely fine. Right, I'm going to switch off for now. Okay, so this is Glen Vale. It's another place that's really popular with mountain bikers, so has a habit of being really boggy. Today, it's not bad. It's not bad at all actually. There's hardly any bogginess to it in the slightest. Yeah, interestingly, the diversion signs and things like that up. There was a point where when you come down from Bishop Hill down that route, there's a path that goes up like this. It's not the official path up to the top of West Lomond, but it's one a lot of people take. The official path's along here and up over there and up that way. That's the official route. And it's the route I would probably take because it is slightly easier, if we're being honest. Well, sadly we're in a bit of a dip here, so I can't show you any of the other stuff around this area. And I've got people coming, so I'm probably not going to talk all the way through it. So I'll sign off just now. Right, this is one of those points where you get a bit of a choice. I've just come up this path here, which started way down there, proper steep bit there. And yeah, at this point you could either go up here, which goes around this way and up to the top of West Lomond, or you can go this way, which just takes you around the main massif, so you don't have to go up it. It'll be a surprise to nobody that I'm going to take the easier option, and then just take the normal path down to Craigmead, up East Lomond from there, if I can be bothered, and then down around Ballow, through those woods, back down to Hull. If you wanted to cut the journey short, you could have done so back down in Glenvale. There's a path along to Harperleys, and there's a track through the woods there which you could just take straight back down to Hull. It cuts quite a bit of distance off the journey, but hey, since I'm supposed to be doing a reasonable length trip today, I might as well stick to what I'm doing. Okay. Right. Since I've done 13 kilometres roughly, be more exact, shall I? And I'm just coming down to Craigmead, the car park. It's 13.4 kilometres. Yeah, I've just come down to the car park at Craigmead, which is in between West and East Lomond, and I've still got the trek back to Hull Reservoir to do. I've decided not to do East Lomond. I'm just going to go straight to Hull, well, via Ballow, etc., from Craigmead. Now, just for reference, for those who don't already know the routes, etc., the path, Craigmead's down at these trees down here. The path up to East Lomond is alongside this wall up here, all the way up. And the route I'm going to be taking is actually along the main road up to the top there. You can kind of see the wave in the road, and then it goes down the other side. The path comes off, then goes down the other side, round the edge of Ballow Reservoir. So that's what the plan is, and then it will go through those trees, then out, down, round to Hull Reservoir. In the meantime, have a little bit of a view. You can see the summit of West Lomond just there. Yeah, Lomond Hills are probably one of the coolest parts of Fife, certainly one of the best for views. I have to say Munduff Hill, the first trail that we did with a view of Loch Leven, that's probably my favourite view in Fife, but I'm feeling that this ain't half bad. Right, better crack on. Right. Oh, excuse me. Just want to give everybody an idea of where it is that you come off the road, because you feel like you're walking on the road forever. You're not, but you feel like you are. So yeah, Craigmead's just down there. It's just gone out of sight, and we're just approaching the second little lay-by where people can park up, and it's just over this tiny little mound here that we should find what we're looking for. Oh, it's a curlew. You probably can't see it, or if you can, it's just a blur of a bird that's flying past. They're pretty damn cool. You normally find them on the coast during the winter months, but at this time of year they like to breed in the moorland and uplands. So you'll hear that noise. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's beautiful. here during the summer, but on the coast in the winter. Oh, and there's a buzzard there. It's just trying to fly past. Saw a kestrel earlier on as well, so doing alright for the birds today. Oh, here comes a guy on a bike. He's just approaching the sign that tells you where to go. This wall, that's the word I was looking for, here marks the path that we take. So yeah, not far to go. That is a small copper butterfly, and it's clearly not for staying still. Downside of such a wide angle lens is you gotta get pretty close to be able to see it, so clearly not going to happen. Right. Okay, so clearly some people like to run this section. Looks like it could get boggy when it's wet. Just have to see what it's like. Just now, it's not bad. It's alright. Now, we're just going up to another junction where, yet again, you get a choice in which route you want to take. And there's lots of these. In this case, you could carry on straight down the hill. That'll take you down to the water treatment works at the end of Hull Reservoir, in which case it's just up over hill and then you're back at the car. However, you've got this one here that says Dromain as an option, and wow, nobody's clearly been taking it at all this year, because it's normally a better kept path than this. It's a tough call, because it used to be really good fun, but no, I think this time, because it's overgrown and clearly nobody's walking it anymore or running it or any of the above, I'll stick to this. This will take us down to Hull Reservoir. So yeah, I think we've got less than a kilometre to go till we're done. It's 2 o'clock. 2 seconds. Here we go. Right, we have done 16.5 kilometres, so we'll say 17 kilometres all in for the whole thing. I'm not sure what that is in miles. It's probably about 11-ish. If you were trying to increase it, then if you took the East Lomond bit in, that would add about 2 miles to it. Job done. There's a half marathon if you're into running. As it stands, 11 miles-ish. I'll get the exact figure when I can get back and have a look and figure it out. But yeah, we've got, you should hopefully be able to see the map there. We're here, just got to do here, and that'll be us. Go. Right, I'm going to switch you off and get on with the walk. In fact, you can even see the cars from here. There's 3 cars over there by the looks of things, one of which is mine. Right, see you later.